Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Minecraft. Well, today what we're going to be doing is I'm giving a little bit of update on what we're doing with the Tenalor server. As I've been building some spawns and I've been playing on it. That was going to do a little survival series on an old world that we had created, but not gonna lie, I'm a little passion on that world is kind of gone, and had been playing a game called Neverwinter for quite some time, either on PC and PS4, and well, one of the buildings that they have there just kind of inspired me to create a new spawn world for us, new spawns for this world. So I've been in creative here recently, and I've been revamping the spawn for the Tenalor, and do plan on opening up here in the future after this spawn is built. So I just want to kind of give you guys a little update on what we're doing and take you on a little tour of what will soon to be the new spawn point for the world of Tenalor. This is the stronghold structure that you can get in Neverwinter. Basically, I'm rebuilding this into Minecraft. This is for like when you have guilds and stuff like that in the game. This is your own little private little map that you guys can go play in and stuff like that. So, over the past couple weeks, I have been extremely busy, as you can see, and recreating the stronghold. Unfortunately, my render distance isn't good enough to see the full mass capacity of this thing right now, because like this, there's a huge tower system that's behind this big building right there, but we will see that here in a little bit. So I'm going to just take you a little tour of what I've built so far. This right here will be the main point where you're going to be spawning in at when you do spawn into the world for the very first time, and this will be have shops and stuff like that. We'll be getting all set up. I do plan on putting some plugins that are going to be allow us to use shops and stuff like that as well. So let's just take a little tour. Like I said, first off, you will be spawning in right here about in front of this fountain someplace. I haven't really decided on exactly which block right here in front it will be the spawn point. In game, when you're playing the actual Neverwinter, you spawn into the stronghold right over here, and I want to make it a little bit different. So you will be coming in to this point right here. So let's keep moving on. So a lot of this has been done with World Edit. In creative mode, so I can just kind of like copy and paste and build and stuff like that really quickly. That's the reason why I've been able to get all this done so fast. So there is a little stairwell up here that comes up here to some little shopping areas. This right here is one of the shops in game. This is where the salvager's at. So any tools, weapons, and armor pieces and stuff like that that is salvageable that you can get for in-game currency, you'll be able to find here. So I will be making some kind of like, I think this would be my armor shop. So people will be able to come in here and buy armor and stuff like that, be upgraded stuff like that that they can't get, that they don't have to like grind to go get. I had this little back walkway down through here. There's gonna be a couple extra little things I'm gonna be adding in through this area here to kind of like liven it up just a little bit more. Um, Down around here, around the corner, is this building. This is the builder's shop. Underneath is where, like, when you there is a quest giver that usually sits right about in this area. She is a half orc, a builder, and she sends you on quests throughout the stronghold and through other things to go get items. So in the future, when I do get the lore created, I am start working on it now, and I'm trying to recruit some other people to kind of help me build the lore of Tenalor, so we can initiate some questing and stuff like that, so go out and get gear. And with future updates with Minecraft, there are going to be ways for us to create special recipes and stuff like that that you wouldn't be able to do with normal Minecraft, and you'd only have to be able to get that by coming here to the builder or something like that to get these recipes for. And I don't know why these messed up, because it's not supposed to look like that. It was supposed to be like this side over here. I just now noticed that. I'll have to come back in here and correct that at a later date. But yeah, this is what it kind of looks like underneath the salvager, the armor that we're going to be using. And it has a little spot for the building. This building right here in game, really don't know what it does or what it is, because there is no way to get into most of these buildings in game. So I'm just kind of creating my own lore what this is. And for me, what this building is going to be, this is going to be the cleric's house, or the chapel. and as well. So you come inside and you got a little seating area. You got your little area for your cleric to come up here, your priest, preacher, whatever you might want to call him in game. I'm not really sure what he's going to be called yet. To come up here and give sermons and stuff like that. And then over here there is, because you did see when we were walking through that little area on the back, that there is a I just can't seem. Oh, I'm flying. That's why. There is a little area up here in the back where I am going to kind of deck this out as like um, his little house area. So this will be where the cleric would live. While has his own little house inside the church. Over here is this building right here in game is like an enchanting area, so you can get gear for companions and other kinds of stuff like that. So I'm gonna kind of do like that as like this is gonna be like the enchanter's house. So you'll be able to buy enchantments and stuff like that for your armor, for your weapons, and all that kind of stuff in game. Back through here, this is just an exit out. Basically, that's pretty all that is. This little building, not really sure what we're going to make of this yet, what we're going to plan on doing with this, but this is maybe like a guard house or something like that, because it is connected to one of the big tower sections that are going to be walking around on the top. So this is just an exit for the castle, for the keep, basically. Back and around here is going to be down on the bottom section down here. We're going to have like a little training area. I'm not really sure how I'm going to set this up right now. Probably just put armor stands and stuff like that. But yeah, like in game, this is where you can kind of test your feats and your strengths and your encounters and stuff like that, and see where your powers are going to be at. And so that way, when everything gets procced, you can find out what your stats are without having to go out and actually into the world and getting into into your character sheet and doing it that way. And coming around over here to the other side, this building right here is going to be kind of a two-way function. Down on the bottom, can't remember what it is in game that is found in here, but we're probably going to have this some kind of shop of some sort. Right now, inside interiors of most of these buildings are incomplete. I think the only one that I've really completed so far is the armor on the inside. So I do plan on doing a lot more detail work on the inside of all these buildings. And then we got another little building over here that not 100% quite sure what we're going to make of this one yet. And then we come up the stairway up here, and we have like a little cafe, little dining area for the people. So this is I'm gonna have like food and stuff like that set up. Be able to come up in here and talk to NPCs and be able to get food. I do plan on trying to find some. I know there's some plugins out there that you can use to use villagers and stuff like that as your shops and stuff like that. So as your shopkeepers and stuff like that. So that's what I plan on doing with this. This is just a stairwell that takes you down back to the main entrance. And then all these towers and stuff. They will be get finalized one of these days as well. I really wanted to kind of work on the main structure, the inside and stuff like that as well. So this right here, this building is in game is actually where you're going to find like a lot of your guild armors and equipment and stuff like that that you can get. So not really quite sure what we plan on doing with this. We have a little market stall right here that we can use. Back here to the back is where your guild coffer and stuff like that, where like in game you would donate to your guild and stuff like that through a mimic chest. This will be found up here. Plus you have like your guild banker that sits here, then a personal banker that sits there, and then you also have your mail courier that sits over there, so you can send in-game stuff throughout to other people or to yourself and stuff like that to one of your other accounts through game. So we'll have different like things set up over here that we can do and access. Not really sure on how we're going to have this all configured and set up when it comes to NPCs and stuff like that yet, but that is the area for this area. And then, so that's basically what we have going on right now. Like I said, you really can't see the full detail of everything I got because my computer is just not strong enough while recording to bring up the full castle and tower. But we're on top of this main building right here right now. And once we can let this load in a little bit more, maybe we get a little bit closer and I can actually finally start getting it to load. This will be the back part of the castle. This thing towers above the rest of it. Um, as you can see, as we still kind of slowly load it in, this thing is going to be a massive castle, a massive stronghold part, where like basically your guild masters and all the other residents will be living in. Right now it's just basically these big pillars as of now, because I'm still trying to figure out the details on how to really make that work in game, because in the actual Neverwinter game, it most of that back area over there is covered in a mountain. So like I really don't know what it really looks like. I really can't get any good screenshots of it because you can't really fly around in game either. You can't get in like a creative mode like this and just fly around and be able to see what's going on, or I can't really get a good above view as well. So I will be tinkering with this, and a lot of this will be kind of come my own creative juices, basically, I guess you could say, to really make that fit. Still working on this. Right down through here is going to be like a big tunnel that will lead out back to this back area of the keep. And this keep will continue on out over this ocean. Yeah, when I spawned into this world, actually, I found this little perfect little island that I wanted to build on, and it's gotten to the point where I've pretty much encompassed this whole island now, and I'm actually starting to get into the point where I'm actually building out over the island, and I've built this big block right down here underneath this base as my base for the keep. Um, so what I plan on doing is kind of having it. What we're going to do is it's going to be a survival world. Originally when I first bring it out, it will be anyone can join. I'm going to unwhitelist it. You can come and join. You can come out and use World Guard because it's one of the plugins that I do have, and World Guard allows you to go out and claim your own plot of land someplace out in the world and build and do stuff like that you want. And then later, as I start developing the lore a little bit more, we'll start introducing quests. Like people can come back to the keep here and pick up quests and go off into the world and adventure, and actually, earn better rewards and stuff like that. And like I said, with some of the newer updates that are coming with Minecraft soon, it really is going to be able to enable us to add JSON files that they can create and craft and stuff like that. Can be able to actually just be able to do it unless you come in here and get a quest, and then they're going to teach you the recipe for the new upgraded items and equipment and stuff like that that you can get in game. So you will have to adventure, you have to go out and find things, you have to go out and kill things to be able to receive these recipes, to be able to create the newer items. So which will be kind of a cool way to do it, and be able to unlock do different achievements and stuff like that. And I'm really getting excited about this. I'm really get my passion back for this server, and what I plan on doing with it. So I just want to say, like I said, just want to come on and give it an update because it's been a while. This definitely is completely different from what I originally had planned on with what I was doing spawn wise. This is just like I said, a small little island. I really have not ventured past these little bits of water that we can barely see. Like I said, my computer is just a POS, so I do apologize about that. But so yeah, there is quite a big land to go out there and look for. I haven't really set any world limits on how far you can adventure out to. I have been thinking about when I do go public with this, is maybe setting it to like a 25 to 30,000 block limit on the world limit, just to kind of help reduce lag with the server. I do also plan on adding some plugins that kind of help reduce lag, that will reduce the use of redstone and stuff like that, because we're currently right now the server that I'm running on, or the plan that I'm using through Apex hosting. If we had too many people coming in and making everything automated and big redstone contraptions, it would just lag the server down to the point where people would be unplayable. So starting off, we'll probably have some restrictions on what you can and can't make. Like I said, I want to kind of keep this medieval. I want to kind of keep this, make it to where you have to go out and farm, and you have to go out and kill things, and to be able to get your stuff, and not have just these big redstone contraptions that, automate things and do everything for you, kind of thing. So I really want to get the players to come in and get the feel that they have to get out and go into the world and adventure and kill things to get your food and actually, breed up cows and sheep and chicken and whatever else that you might want to use as your food source, and to really get out and then to mine and to dig and to find your better equipment, to find your stuff, and stuff like that. So I really want to make this kind of a hands-on instead of kind of like just where with Redstone, you can basically automate almost anything nowadays in this game and make it to where you really all you gotta do is just AFK for a while, and then you got everything in the game that you possibly need besides your ores and stuff like that. So I really want to make it to where it's gonna be playable and enjoyable for all. Um, but yeah, so that's just a little update. You can also I do have part of the inside of the main keep right here. Um, this is going to have like a little passageway, a little hallway coming through, and then when you get into this main area, this is going to be like the main dining room for the guild for the stronghold. So it will reflect what it is in game, and with the big buildings on the outside, out here. I do have plans on completely going through this whole big section out here and making it a working castle. I want it to be decorated. I want it to be I mean this could be like a work in progress as the server goes on. But what I've planned on originally doing when I first get it going is to make it to where the base of the castle is all set. I'll have the world guard all set up so people can come on and log in and be able to find their things. And even if I can't get it to where the shopkeeper shops is where working the way I want, there are a few other shop plugins that we can use that are like chess shops, where you can come in, you click on a sign and something like that, and buy the items that you need for the in-game currency that we will be using, which still is in the works of how I'm creating the lore on the world of what the currency will be in game. So we might have it set up like that, so you can just come into the spawn area and buy things if you need to, or if you want to do the grind and go get the stuff you can, like, or if you want, it's like come on in and buy a stack of iron ore, or something like that for in-game currency. And I will have it to where there are going to be jobs and stuff like that, so that way you will earn money through playtime. For the more hours you spend on the game on the server, the more money you'll make through the server, or the more iron you sell or through the shops. So, you'll be able to get money for that, or mining blocks, or cutting down trees. There will be job functions within game that will earn you money as well in game and stuff like that too. So. But yeah, I think that's really about it. I mean, like I said, I wish my PC was a little bit stronger and I could actually record and actually give you decent footage of, especially on how massive this build, this complex is starting to get. I mean, this just right here alone is, I mean, it's pretty impressive in my opinion. I mean, I think I've really replicated in my vision of what the stronghold looks like in Neverwinter. A lot of details I still need to do. Building up these little tower spots for the lookouts, making the parapets, and making the where you can go through, and each one of these little parapet, towers and parapets will have little connectors inside. So when you walk in, like when the guard, when you're walking in, you can actually be able to go through and travel through to each one of them, and there'll be staircases that get up into the top parapet areas, and like I said, filling out any details in the inside of with my castle right here with the dining hall and the main dining hall there, and filling in each and every one of these little shops with like I did with this one right here, and actually giving it a design on the inside. So I got a lot of detail work I gotta still do, and a lot of that can actually happen once the server is up and running. My main thing right now is actually just getting the base set, getting it to where I'm happy with the construction of it and ready to open up. And like I said, one of the main things is right now that I'm trying to find and trying to do is getting to that point where I can start adding in the shops. So, once I can start adding in some shops that, players are going to be able to come in and use right away, we will definitely be opening up. We're going to make it to where, like I said, you can come out and have your own land and build your own property out there. There will be a couple things that I will ask all that do decide to come join is that, keep the builds kind of medieval looking. Keep it, kind of keep it that fantasy realm um, that fantasy idea that we're going with this whole theme, with the server. Um, so if you're a medieval builder, if you really like the fantasy world's kind of aspect of games and stuff like that, this will be a perfect place for you to be able to come on and play with others that are like-minded. Um, One of the big things that I'm really going to be asking for again as well too is no pixel arts, no obscene or vulgar builds and stuff like that, um, obviously no I can't no destruction of other people's properties and stuff like that. I mean, PvP is going to be one of those things where it has to be invited by both parties. You can't just go off and see somebody in the world and you just go decide to go kill them, and go fight, just because you want to. It's got to be agreed upon by others, because some people are PvP based players. Some people like me who not so much. I'd rather do like a PvE kind of content, player versus environment, instead of player versus player. So, it's really going to be a server how to be able to build to however you want it to be, as well. So, any ideas and tips and tricks that you guys might have for me, or if you anybody out there that knows how to do some more of these technical areas that I'm looking for, like with plugin work and all that kind of fun stuff, please, yeah, leave comments, suggestions in the comment section below, because I'm always looking for help. I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to some of that stuff, when it comes to the plugins and stuff like that, I'm kind of clueless. Not gonna lie. I mean, I'm still kind of learning that aspect of the game and trying to figure out what plugins are going to be best for our server and what's going to be best for you guys as players. So, the building aspect, I think I could handle. I'm also going to be looking and looking for other builders to come in and help out because I do have some ideas of some other things that I want to do. And it's just getting that all implanted into the server is what's really going to be the hard part now because I'm gonna be needing some help with some command blocks, because I have ideas for making some dungeons and stuff like that where special items are going to be found at in chests at the very end where you're going to have to we're going to have dungeons that you can come and run and stuff like that. So I do have a lot of ideas, a lot of plans. So if anybody out there has knowledge in these kind of categories, hey, hit me up. Let's get in a call. I have Skype, I have Discord, um, I have all these other kinds of communication devices that we can use to communicate with each other and find out the best what would be the best way that you would fit into the community and fit into way what we could help to in making Tenalor, a pretty fun and pretty fun server for other role players or just anybody who likes that wants that kind of survival medieval aspect of a server, feel to feel at home in. So. With that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and end this video here today. Hopefully I will be able to make some more of these videos here. I will be giving updates, of course, on the server as time progresses over the next few weeks and the next few months. I mean, like, this isn't going to be something that's going to just pop in, like, oh, it's going to be open in another week. As you can see, I'm probably only maybe with what I've got built here today, I'm probably only about a quarter of where I want to be. Finished wise with where I want the server, with where I want spawn to be before I'm ready for it to be opened. Like I said, with the initiation of all the shops and stuff like that, finishing that back piece back behind there, and I want to even terraform, do a little terraforming out here around the outside of the spawn area, because as you notice, like I said, I've built this huge block of land that I've had to build. I've basically tore up this little island, so I want to expand this little island and kind of make it fit a little bit better, make it a little bit prettier before I really want to get opened up. So with that being said, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and end it here, and I hope you guys like this video, and we'll talk to you later. Have a good day.